Welcome to Gospel Diaries, a platform that offers a unique avenue for artists to share their stories, express their thoughts, emotions, and personal journeys. Today we celebrate the holiday season with Christmas with Adele, Schofield, Davis. Welcome to Gospel Diaries, y'all. Listen here, we are still in the holiday season, and I'm excited. You see this Christmas tree right here? These are the most wonderful ornaments that's on the street, and you've guessed right. We're at Hope of Glory. Pastor, the legendary Pastor Calvin Bernard Roan, and he just gave us a wonderful prayer. So I feel energized and I'm ready to go. And would you look to my right, and she's going to be on your left? Oh my! Would you look at this woman? She is beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm talking about none other than Miss Adele Schofield Davis, right?
Yes.
And I'm going to put it like this. You're the long lost member of the Ward Singers. And we're going to hear about it all. We're going to delve into the Gospel Diary, so I'm so excited. So may I please shake your hand? Thank you so much. Blessings on top of blessings. All right, so we're in the year of 2024. Well, how have this year treated you so far?
Well, it's been great until about a week ago.
Uh-oh, what happened a week ago?
My car died.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yep, it's in the shop.
But you're still getting around, though.
I got a loaner.
We always have a reason.
That's
to
what
be
insurance is for.
Okay. So if you ride around without no insurance in this holiday season,
better get some insurance.
All right, so I think this alludes to this here. So where are you from, first and foremost?
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, city of brotherly love.
Hey, well, how did you end up in L.A.?
Ward Singers.
Oh, okay. Before we get to the Ward Singers, talk about your humble beginnings.
Well, I'm an only child.
Okay.
Stayed around my grandmother most of the time. We only lived a block or so away from each other. And every weekend, my mother would take me to her on Friday, pick me up on Sunday night. We were in church because my grandmother was Pentecostal. So we were in church all day. She would fry up chicken, put it in a shoebox, have some cake. We'd have lunch during the break, back in the church.
Wow. You said Pentecostal church. So did you pick them up and put it down?
No, I didn't. I didn't learn to beat a tambourine until I got with the Ward Singers.
Oh, okay. So what was you doing? Okay, let's start here. What was you doing in the church? Were you singing? Were you usher?
No, I was sitting there next to my grandmother, watching her pray, watching her beat the tambourine, and singing along with her.
Gotcha. So what inspired you to get involved in the music?
Well, I had always been involved in music in school.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to be an opera singer. Didn't have any intentions of singing gospel. Didn't have the money to go to school to learn voice. So after my daughter was born, I started going to church more because I didn't want to hang around with my friends because they were drinking and partying, and I wanted to raise my daughter myself. So I started hanging around with some of my friends who were in church and started singing background, while they were rehearsing. And they said, come on up and sing, And I knew all the songs because there was the Caravans, the Gospel Harmonettes, all the old singers. So I knew everything. And I fit in, and then I joined the church choir that they were in, and the pastor would take us to Richmond, Virginia, or New York, or Delaware, and we would sing our little group. And then I started singing with other groups in Philadelphia. Miss Ward's chauffeur, Rudy, heard me sing.
Okay.
And when the Ward Singers came back to Philadelphia, he told her about me. She called me and asked me to come up for an interview. I went up. Her daughter, Willa Ward Moultrie, played the piano, and I sang How Great Thou Art. And at that time, I hit F over high C. And Miss Ward said, what was that key? And she said, Mama, that was F over high C. She said, can you come to rehearsal next week? I said, yeah.
I talk to a lot of Ward singers, and a lot of stories are very similar. Like, it makes me think that back in the day, they were really like eager to get singing. They were actually scouting for voices, new talent, so that they can have a signature sound in their group. And it's amazing how the ward singers actually, they get these voices and they all blend, and they sound like the ward singers, not like, the Davis singers.
Right.
It's the ward singer, no matter what singers you put with them. It sounded like the ward singers. But before we get to the ward singers, we got some more work to do.
Okay.
All right, so like gospel music, holiday season. Let's talk about what are your fondest memories of the holiday season growing up?
Well, it was kind of funny. I was thinking about my grandmother the other day, and she was in the kitchen. She'd get up at daybreak, say, "You're wasting daylight if you stayed in bed." She would be in the kitchen cooking. And when the holidays came, there's only one song I remember her singing that was not gospel. And it was Santa Claus, because she would say, "Santa Claus is coming to town." And she would sing that song over and over. And that's my memory of her at Christmas time.
Wow. Did you believe in Santa Claus?
Of course.
Okay.
Oh, geez.
Did you play with dolls?
Do you realize I'm 82 years old? You expect me to remember my first Christmas gift I got?
Okay, so we're near it. Okay, what is one of your favorite gifts that you got as a child? Did you play with Barbie dolls? No.
We didn't have Barbie dolls back then. That's my daughter's time.
Wait, there was a doll, somebody was just interviewing, was it Sleepy Droopy? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
It was one that she said that she had a doll named, it was a Droopy doll or something.
What year was that?
This was probably 68.
No, you got to go back to the 40s. They didn't have no.
So what were you playing with as a child?
Well, I was kind of tomboyish.
Okay.
I had bicycle.
Oh. Okay.
I had skates. And I did have dolls. My mother always bought me books, to read. So I was a reader.
Okay. All right, so before we end this segment, we must talk about this. Since you said the 40s, you said the 40s. Okay, so we're talking about the days of radio and all that good stuff. So was there any racial tension that you remember as a child in the 40s?
No, because I was raised in a mixed neighborhood. I mean, we had our black neighborhood, but then across the street there was Irish. And then we moved to a Jewish community. I lived in a Jewish community for about 3 years. And on the other side of that was an Italian community. So when I went to school, it was about 90% Jewish. So when the holidays came, we had substitute teachers, and that was like a vacation for us because the substitutes didn't know what they were doing.
Wait, now, did the regular teacher, did they tell you this back in the 40s? They say, "Oh, I'm gonna tell the regular teacher." Then when the regular teacher get back, they get you. They don't wrote everybody's name.
No, they didn't do that. They didn't do that. No.
Because I was like, "Ooh, don't write my name on that." Because I remember, I will not talk in class. I will not talk in class.
Oh, I was a talker. I talked in class.
Well, listen, y'all, this is our first segment. We're going to find some music, some holiday music to bring the season joy to you, and we'll be right back. Tell the people we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Hi, Eric Maurice Clark here, sharing ways that you can support Gospel Diaries. First and foremost, thank you so much for your interest in this platform, and let's support every artist that appears on this program. All right, so we do have a magazine. It's entitled The Gospel Music Gazette, and you can obtain a copy by going to ericmauriceclark.com. That will help us share and help spread our purpose here at Gospel Diaries. Also, you can donate by way of Zelle, Cash App, or traditionally through mail. We do appreciate you, and as I always say, love on someone and you will change your life. Bye.
Another day, that the Lord
Sing.
has
welcome back to Gospel Diaries. Listen, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed that short musical intermission. I am still with the also lovely Miss Adele Schofield Davis. Thank you for staying.
You're welcome.
All right, so let's kind of get into, let's talk about your operatic passion. Like, what made you like opera music?
The school that I went to, elementary school, they took us to concerts. They took us to radio stations so we could see how radio stations operated. So it was a very diverse education, not like today. We didn't have to pay for it. That was part of our high school, elementary school curriculum. And I was in plays, you know, as a 5, 6-year-old, 7-year-old.
Now, at any point, did you feel culturally deprived as it relates to the African American culture,
No.
being that you were diverse? No. Did you? Okay. So you loved right where you were.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you didn't know. You
didn't know any difference.
Right. So, okay. So let's talk about you moving forward into gospel music. Well, first of all, were you listening to? We could talk about it. Secular music.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But I also listened to operas too.
Okay.
And my favorite opera singer was a lady by the name of
Please don't say Marian.
Ema Sumac. She was Peruvian. She had a complete 8-octave range, and I wanted that range. She could go from bass up to the highest soprano.
Wow. Let me digress just a moment. You know, my mind, it travels to Dolores Washington Green from the Caravan. Do you know she aspired to be an opera singer before she went into gospel? She kind of not sneaked, gospel found her in a sense. And is that your story?
Yeah, kind of like, yeah.
Okay, can we move to that phase? How did gospel find you? You said the Clara War singers, they came to town. Why were they in town? They were doing a concert?
Dorothy Holmes had just passed away in Vegas.
And what year are we talking? Okay,
62.
62, okay. All right, so you're at the funeral and what happened?
No, I wasn't at the funeral. I wasn't in Vegas. I was still in Philadelphia singing with my little local groups.
And what group was that? Do you remember? Was it a choir?
No, it was a group, and we were Johnny Thompson, Little Johnny Thompson, and the Sunbeams. That's what we were called.
Sunbeams? Where do the names come from?
I don't know. I just sang. I didn't have nothing to do with the naming.
So it wasn't just one pianist and singers? You know, I miss that type of singing. Because you really heard the quality and the texture of voices.
You had your alto, your soprano, and your tenor, and your piano player.
So, continue.
Miss Ward came to Philadelphia. Her chauffeur, Rudy, told her about me. He got in touch with me. I went up to do my audition, hit the high note. Miss Ward asked me, would I be able to leave within a week?
A week?
And I told her if I could find someone to watch my daughter, I would. I rehearsed that week. That next weekend, I was in New York at the bitter end singing on stage.
That's almost like a dream, ain't it?
And Bill Cosby was our opening act.
Stop it.
And the Mamas and the Papas.
In 62?
62. Comedy, a comedian. He was starting out as a comedian. So he was our opening act.
Interesting. Yeah. Interesting. Look, the things you learn when you sit down and talk to people. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so you were in New York. What was after New York? What came next?
After New York, we went back to Philadelphia, then got in Miss Ward's car and drove to Vegas, and from Vegas to LA. And that's where we went to Disneyland.
Wow.
It was 63 when I decided to move here.
Oh my Lord. You was like, I love this group.
I love LA.
Wow. So what was the roster? Like, who were the members at the time when you joined? Uh-oh.
Tura.
I
don't remember her last name.
Okay.
Shirley Walls.
Shirley, we love you. Okay.
Odessa Perkins. Alice Houston. And me. Yeah, 5 of us. Bernard Davis, not related, was our pianist. And who was it? On the organ?
On the organ we had Professor Iron Harris.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I didn't remember him.
Wow. So what was the rehearsal like with the ward singers?
Hard.
Really? Explain hard.
Miss Ward was very demanding, and she wanted everybody to be on their note, and she would hear if you went off. So it was like a 3 or 4 hour rehearsal. You go and get lunch or whatever, and you come back and rehearse some more.
What?
And when we had to sing, we would sing 6 nights a week, especially when we were at Disneyland. 4 shows a night, 30 minutes on, 30 minutes off, or 45 minutes on, or hour on and an hour off. And then we would go find a church on Sunday and sing. So we sang 7 days a week.
Wow. I literally have to take a moment to just honor and just reverence like your due diligence, like your labor, because like today's generation, they don't know the half of like working without the luxuries of today.
Yeah.
And you're working hard.
Yeah.
As they say for the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I honor you.
Yeah, she was demanding, but I appreciate that now. And it bothers me when I go to rehearsals and the directors don't want to take the time to teach the song. And they expect you to be perfect when you get ready to sing it, and you half know the song. I'm used to being hard. You know, somebody's telling you, hit that note, you didn't hit it right. You know, you work towards being perfect.
Hi, Eric Maurice Clark here, sharing ways that you can support Gospel Diaries. First and foremost, thank you so much for your interest in this platform, and let's support every artist that appears on this program. All right, so we do have a magazine. It's entitled The Gospel Music Gazette, and you can obtain a copy by going to ericmauriceclark.com. That will help us share and help spread our purpose here at Gospel Diaries. Also, you can donate by way of Zelle, Cash App, or traditionally through mail. We do appreciate you, and as I always say, love on someone and you will change your life. Bye.
As pilgrims here, we sometimes journey. We often know not which way to turn, but there is none who knows the road. He'll help us carry. He'll help us carry every load. Don't you know God is able? He's able. He's able. He's able. He's able. He's able. Together all around you. So dark and stable. When you oh yes, she's the mother, all the motherless. Oh yes, father, for the fatherless. He's joy in the time of sorrow. He's hope for tomorrow. When you come down to Jordan, he'll be there to bear your burdens. He's gonna step down before you. In the judgment, God's got to know you. Oh, surely, 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 He's able to carry you through.
Oh, yes. Amen.
I remember at Charles May's funeral, you and Benita fighting for this song. Do you remember that night?
And you know, and James Cleveland's at Clara's funeral when Marion snapped her. Oh, Marion that you wasn't gonna let us outdo her.
Wow. Now,
Because if we're singing for the Lord, aren't we supposed to be reaching perfection?
Mhm.
Try as much as we can to give it our all. So if you're half stepping, that doesn't work with me.
Clara, did she give you like an album for you to study the music?
No,
So, what
you
was
learned on the go.
So there was a list of songs that you perform regularly, or it was like off the top of our head, we're gonna sing this.
That week
Uh-huh.
that I rehearsed with them, luckily I knew most of the songs. And I was a first soprano, so that's all I heard was first soprano. Miss Ward would just say, "You sing the high part." And you learn as you go.
Now, you know, at some concerts, especially a lot of gospel concerts, especially with Ricky Diller, like, so there's moments where like he'll pause and take a little rest, and people are shooting out songs, I want you to sing God's will is what I want, more abundantly. Now, were there any moments where the audience was speaking to the group about the songs that they wanted to hear?
No, because we sang everything they wanted.
And so that has to be Surely God is Able.
Surely God is able. Traveling shoes.
Traveling shoes.
Up above my head.
Up above my head.
I'm a soldier.
Come on, watch out now. Don't invoke the Church of God in Christ now, because you know I'm emotional. Okay. Wow, that's amazing. All right. So listen, we enjoyed this segment. We got one more segment. We're going to talk about some of your experiences. Did you actually travel like abroad with ward singers?
No, I was supposed to go to Japan when they went to Japan, but it was during the Christmas holiday, and I didn't want to be away from my daughter because she was about 4 years old at the time. So instead of me going to Japan, Miss Ward sent me to New York to be with Clara in Tambourines to Glory.
Broadway.
Wow. So I was on Broadway with Clara and Viola Crowley and Al Williams. I think it was Mildred that went to Japan. Alice. Yeah.
You know, before we go, I must say this. Like, you keep speaking about your daughter. So it lets me know that before anything, you are a mother.
Oh, yeah.
And you care about your child. So I would like to close on this segment with you speaking to the mothers of singers to just kind of encourage them to be courageous in their motherhood. So make sure that the child don't grow up missing a mother, opposed to, So talk to the audience.
Oh, wow. It's when I had her, I thought that I would be the one to take care of her. It's like she was mine. She's still mine. She left home for a year, and she's been with me ever since. I figured if she went wrong, it would be my responsibility. If she went right, it was my responsibility. I didn't want anyone else to have the influence over her. I wanted to be the influencer. So parents today, I think they need to go back to the old way of being with their children, directing them, talking to them, chastising when they need it. I told my daughter and my grandson when this rule came in where you can't spank a child, you can't hit a child, I will go to jail, because if they're doing wrong, I'm going to spank. Not beat, but on the behind. That's the way I was raised. You don't just beat a child. Pop them on the butt. Let them know that they're doing wrong. That's my advice. Be a mother. Don't be a friend. My daughter and I didn't become friends until she was in her 30s. Then we became friends. But I'm still her mother.
Oh, you're going to bring tears to my eyes. I'm telling you, I love my mom so much. And the reason why I love her more today is because I love her more. I learned to love her as a person, opposed to just loving her as mom. She was mom growing up, but as an adult, I learned that my mom has a personality. She has feelings. She's a human being.
Exactly.
And a lot of times, kids, they miss out on that fact that their parents are human. So thank you for sharing that story. All right, we'll be right back. Hi, Eric Maurice Clark here, sharing ways that you can support Gospel Diaries. First and foremost, thank you so much for your interest in this platform, and let's support every artist that appears on this program. All right, so we do have a magazine. It's entitled The Gospel Music Gazette, and you can obtain a copy by going to ericmauriceclark.com. That will help us share and help spread our purpose here at Gospel Diaries. Also, you can donate by way of Zelle, Cash App, or traditionally through mail. We do appreciate you, and as I always say, love on someone and you will change your life. Bye. He's kept me.
Hallelujah.
He's kept me from all hurt.
I know the Lord
Uh-huh.
will make a way. Yes, He will. I know the Lord will make a way. Yes, He will. Oh, yes, He will make a way for you. Oh, He will guide you.
Okay.
Safe through. I know the Lord, oh, will make a way. Yes, He will.
He'll make a way. Oh, yes. I know the Lord. He'll make a way. Oh, yeah. Welcome back to Gospel Diaries. Listen, I hope you all are having a blast. And I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to Zaire Miller. I know he's going to love this right here.
All right.
And, you know, let's just call the roll. The living members of the Ward Singers. We got Tyrone Scott. We love you, Tyrone Scott.
Yeah.
Vermedia. We love you. Madeline Statham.
Yes.
We love you. Geraldine Jones. We love you. Am I missing anyone?
Shirley Walls.
Shirley Walls. No, you know I'm coming back to get some banana bread, okay? Wow, this is amazing. This is called what? This is banana bread?
Banana bread.
And you make this from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do you do such a thing? How?
People from down south know how to cook.
So, like, what? No, the woman can make some serious banana bread. I'm telling you this. Are we missing anybody? Well, Dr. Henry Jackson. Well, we already been loving. Listen, we love Alex Houston. Okay. Dr. Jackson, he told a wonderful story about him being a male ward singer. So we honor Dr. Jackson. I think that's it. If we missed anybody, charge it to our heads, not our hearts. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's talk about your experiences with the ward singers. First of all, let's talk about recording. Mm-hmm. Did you record with the Ward Singers?
One album.
Okay, what album was that? Was that the Gertrude Ward Singers album?
Yeah.
And that was on live in at Disneyland, right?
No.
No?
It was in a studio in New York. Mm. It's a blue cover.
Yes.
I don't remember the title of it.
Oh, look, thank God I wrote an article on you. Are we talking about this one?
Yeah.
Of course I'm going to put this on the screen, you all. Matter of fact, I might as well shout this out. So this is an article that I wrote. I don't remember the year. So I signed this in 2021. So it had to have came out in 2021. I'm bad. I should have dated this. somewhere in the latter part of the year, and it's a full write on there. So you sang on that album. What was the experience like?
You know, I was young and nothing really excited me. Miss Ward said, we're going to record this album. I went into the studio. I knew my part. I did what I had to do. And I was on to the next experience.
So did you buy it or did they give you a copy? Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
Okay. And when you received it, did you take a moment to realize, you know what, this is me?
No.
No? Oh, okay.
I don't like listening to myself.
Why?
Because I said, I shouldn't have gone there. That note didn't come out right.
Oh.
I didn't hold that right. So I don't listen to myself sing.
So you your own worst critic. Listen, we all are like that. Sometimes I don't even like to watch the videos that I do. I'm like, oh Lord, I don't want to hear my voice. You Ward. Her voice is famous. It's peculiar. It's signature. All of those. So let's talk about your interaction with Miss Gertrude Ward, and then if you can, give us one of your renditions of her voice. Dr. Jackson got a very good one, but okay.
I didn't have a problem. I like Miss Ward. When I got married, we invited her out to my house, my husband and I, for Christmas dinner. I have pictures of us in her white wig and her mink coat, and pictures of her and my daughter in her apartment in LA. So I got along with her well. Only one time she wanted us to sign some kind of contract, and I took it to my father and was telling him how she had treated some of the other girls, like she would get upset with one and she would leave them in whatever city we were in. And they'd have to figure their own way home.
It's funny now, but I bet you at that time they were like, oh Lord.
So I told my father what she had done to a couple of the other girls. And I showed my father the contract. And my father came back up to Miss Ward's house with me and talked to her. And he basically, the conversation ended with, if Adele is not doing what you want her to do, you call me and you send her home. Otherwise, you won't have a home to come back to. I didn't have a problem with Miss Ward.
See, that's where it comes from. You had parents that were parents. You had parents. Your daddy didn't play about you.
No, he did not play. Well, she taught, and she had a good ear as far as hearing, because she would sit on the stage or sit on the side of the church, and she would be listening. And when we went in the back for intermission, she would come back and point to each person and tell them what note they didn't sing and what was going on. She had a good ear for music.
That's amazing. Do you know you are part of Black History?
Yeah.
And then like Zelle Miller, like I don't know where he found some of these photos at.
I know.
He found a photo of you like at a high school auditorium with a tambourine.
I didn't even remember that. It was a skinless tambourine.
Oh my Lord! So let's talk about Clara Ward. What was she like?
Oh, I didn't have that much interaction with Clara. When we were in New York, she did her thing and she went her way and I went my way. But when it was time for rehearsal, we were there, you know. As long as you did your job, you didn't have a problem with Clara.
Did any of the group members, or speak for yourself, did you all look up to like Gertrude or Clara Ward as stars?
No.
Okay.
I didn't.
Okay.
I don't know about the others.
Now, what was the encounter from like the audience, from the public when you all would go places, like when they see Clara?
Oh,
like,
they would.
Any autographs or anything like that?
Oh yeah, I've autographed so many things. I don't know them people. I've actually had people come up to me and say, "Do you remember me?" And it's like, "Oh yeah, how have you been?"
Oh,
I don't remember them.
Wow,
It's been so many people.
That's amazing. Look at the lives you've touched. And I got you on Gospel Diaries, delving into your Gospel Diary. So let's talk about your fondest memory with the Ward singers and your not so fondest memory.
Fondest memory. Can't think of a fondest memory.
Uh-oh. Okay, what is the memory that sticks out to you?
What sticks out?
What about not so fondest? What about something that you're not too happy about? Do you hear him?
No, I didn't.
He said he got a lot of fondest memories. Okay, something that you're not so. Now you know we're gonna edit all this. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about not so happy moments?
Not so happy moments. I didn't like the way she treated some of the girls. That you know, the way she would talk to them. But I just figure as long as she don't talk to me that way.
I hear you. I hear you.
I'm a very quiet person normally, and I don't get into other people's problems. I got my own, and I'm still kind of that way. You know, I'll talk to people if something happens, and if I can help them, I will. And if I can't, no, I just don't get into other people's problems.
I got you. Now, okay. So, were you working a 9 to 5 when you were singing with the group?
After I moved to California, I got a job because singing, no matter who you sing with, it's an on and off.
Now,
thing.
was there compensation with the ward singers?
No, if you wasn't singing, you didn't get paid.
But you did get paid if you did sing. Did you all get paid like union scales, or was it something like, how did that work? Oh Lord, Dr. Jackson over there. Okay, I'm gonna let you think. We'll edit this out.
We didn't know what each other got paid. We didn't know what each other got paid because Miss Ward would get the money from whoever was employing us, and she would put it in her little belt or whatever, and then she would call one by one into her room and give you what she said she would give you. So some got paid more, some got paid less. We don't know.
Wow. So what about the uniforms? Did you all have to pay? Did you all have any dues that you had to pay?
No.
Okay, so were the uniforms?
We had to buy our wigs.
Are you serious?
She usually, and she loaned me one when I first got with the group.
Did you keep it?
And I had to pay her for the loaned wig until I bought my own.
Oh, and you gave it back to her?
No, I had paid for it.
I would love to see some. Do you have any of the wardrobe that you all used to wear?
Oh, no.
Oh, what did you do with it?
Probably in the trash, throwed it away. I know one of my robes I gave to Goodwill.
Are you Oh, I wish I could cut this camera off right now. You gave it to Goodwill? Did you put a note with the robe or what?
No.
Somebody in Mount Hebrew singing in the choir with that robe on. Lord have mercy, though, probably went and got it tailored and everything. I don't know what they singing with. Was there any notifications on there that let them know? Like,
no.
Oh my
No, she
Lord.
usually supplied the robes. She hand them down from one ward singer to another. We bought our own shoes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, this hair, we got.
I mean, she did have some. We had some that were made just for us, but they stayed with the group when we left.
Wow, that was actually a job. It was really a job. That's amazing. She really built a dynasty because I mean, we're still listening to her, appreciating her music still to this day. So please talk about the feeling of the wig. Like, what in the world held the wig in place? What filled it out? Like, what was going on with these hair?
Bobby hairpins, long hairpins.
I know you didn't do it yourself. Did the other group members help you?
No, we did our own wigs.
No way.
Yeah, we did.
So, was there ever an instant when you're trying to work on the wig and it's fall, you're like, it just won't stay up, and it just kept?
No, because you had enough. You braid your hair and you put
Oh.
them long hairpins in up under the braid, and then you do this in the dressing room, and it was fine.
Did anybody's wig ever fall off while they were singing?
No.
Not that you could remember.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
We secured the wigs.
Now, were there any things that you could do to get fined by being a member of the War Singers? No fines?
No.
You know, a lot of choirs, especially church choirs, they fine if you miss a rehearsal. They fine if you didn't have your shirt tucked in your pants or something
Oh,
like
really?
that. Oh, yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Don't let my church hear it.
Now, speaking of your church, what church do you go to? What's the name of the church that you go to?
Second Baptist Church of Monrovia, California.
Woo, 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 woo. And who's the pastor?
Pastor Christopher A. Bourne,
We honor you, Pastor.
Senior,
Senior. Okay. Well, and how long have you been a member there?
since 1968.
That's 58 years. You was at one church?
Yeah, I've gone through 3 minutes.
Ooh,
Well,
Jesus.
two. Reverend Bailey baptized my daughter. Bishop Dillard baptized my grandson. Pastor Christopher A. Bourne has dedicated my great-granddaughter. So we've got 3 generations.
Wow, let's
That
talk
were at
about
the church.
longevity. Some people just can't stay somewhere for 10 minutes, let alone almost for 59 years in one place. That's to be recommended. Thank you for your service. I want to stand in place and say thank you for your service. I know it's been rough. It hasn't been easy.
No, there's been some ups and downs, but that's with anything.
What keeps you there?
When I first joined the church, I found it through the ward singers. The church was having a building fund for doing a new building, adding on to the church. And the ward singers went there, and we had to change our clothes in a little house that was next door to the church. And I heard the senior choir sing, and the seniors were out of sight. They were out of this, were beautiful voices. So when I got married, I told my husband, I belonged to a church in LA with him. And when we moved to La Puente, I said, I'd like to go to Second Baptist and see if you like it. So he went and he liked it. He joined. And then it was Easter. I went back that after for the morning service. He went for the 6 a.m. service. We went back and I joined then and joined the choir, and I've been there ever since.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much.
But I've also been an usher,
Mm-hmm.
been in the choir mainly. Now I'm a photographer at the church.
Yes. I
Yeah.
totally forgot. You are a photographer.
Mhm.
You're a woman that wears many hats.
So now I'm trying to archive all the pictures from
Beautiful.
40, 50, 60 years ago that's in boxes, scan them so in case of fire that history's not lost.
If you need some help,
I need help. Put it into a external hard drive. So if something happens, all they got to do is grab that hard drive, and they've got all the old pictures of the older founding members.
can I please have a high five for that one? And at least you're doing your due diligence to preserve. Like nothing hurts me the most to see a history just burn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that I believe the first time I heard this was by Dr. Jamal Bryant. He said, like, when the elder died, it's like a library
of knowledge
burns
is
down
gone.
Because with that person,
Yeah.
so much knowledge leaves with them. So thank you so much for doing your due diligence to make sure that analog stuff is digitized so that we have it forever.
And I've gotten the permission of my pastor. I talked it with him, and he's told me to do it.
Yeah. And hopefully while you're at it, I hope you do some of that work, life study work, or organization work with your career too, because I think that would be a wonderful jewel. Oh, you're gonna make me cry. But for the future to have, to hold, and to love. All right. Last but not least, if you could look back to a younger Adele,
Mm-hmm.
what would you tell her?
You
Not would you?
know what? I don't think I would tell her anything different than what she did, because the mistakes you make, you grow by. If you don't make any mistakes, you never learn. So I wouldn't tell myself anything.
This is the holiday season. Is there anything else you want to say?
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
What's the Feliz Navidad? What is that?
Feliz Navidad.
There we go. And on that note, listen here. Pick up the phone, text somebody, tell them you love them. Trust me, you never know how somebody is dealing with this season. And as I always say, love on someone and you will change their life. And we want to give a shout out again to Pastor Calvin Menard, Live in Me, Jesus. Dr. Henry Jackson, oh my God, so much to be grateful for. Not so much, I'm so thankful to you and Miss Alex Houston, award singer, a Gertrude Award singer. Their presence are here and we do appreciate that. We'll see you all later. Merry Christmas, y'all.
Merry Christmas.